Hi everyone, this is Diane. I am about to do a flip through of the 2 Barbie journals that I just finished, but at the end of the video I showed this bundle that was going to be sold separately. It is going to be sold separately, but then I found a few more things that I needed to add to it. So I'm just going to show you this now and delete it from the end, and this is what the bundle is going to be. And then we're going to get into the 2 Barbie journal flip throughs. So there are cut off pieces of the papers that I used in the journals, and these pieces will also be in the bundles that come with the journals. There's this little stationery card, a couple of pages from a little book for teenagers back in the day. I have it right here. 100 plus beauty tips. So just a couple pages from there, a pink envelope, a pink Barbie Dream Store bag. It's a plastic bag. Needs to be wiped off, but you can glue it to a page and then put something inside it. It's a little torn on the front. Some pages from pattern catalog. This one is doll clothes. Not pages, but images. 2 pages from the original books that I used. This sheet, a pink gingham envelope. This is a note paper. You can glue that to cardstock or just paper. I just glued it to a paper and cut it out, and it's a journaling space. This little greeting card with pretty flowers. Dry cleaning tag, and you have 3 of these little note papers. These die cut shapes. A piece of the lace that I used in the journals. It looks like pink bows. You get 4 bows. I cut the bows apart and didn't use this netting piece, but you'll see in the journal flip through what I did with it. And 6 embroidered flowers. You can cut those apart and use them. A couple more of the pattern catalog images. We have several pages from the Barbie and Ken book or similar books. You have the cover for that one, but then there are pages from that book and probably some others, and they open up. Just a couple leftover digitals. Some Barbie game money from 2 different years of games. One of them was from the 60s and one was from the 90s. But different colors of Barbie money. There's quite a few pieces there. And some game cards. IOU got a couple of the boyfriend cards and some surprise cards. This note card. I think I have an envelope. Yeah, here it is. This goes with that card. This die cut piece with high heels and a purse and flowers and stuff. There's a little stamped image that I did. And then this little baggie has a bunch of die cut butterflies and hearts and flowers and things. And there's a couple of coat hangers, Barbie coat hangers in there. So all of these come in a separate bundle. And now I will show you the 2 journals. Hi everyone, this is Diane. I am here to show you the 2 Barbie journals that have been waiting in the wings for a long time, and I have just pulled them out and finished them. So let me show them to you. And they'll be in my shop on Monday, and Monday is a very busy day for me. So I am just going to have them in the shop when the video goes up. So I don't have to, whatever time I have to put the in the shop and put the video up, I don't have to worry about remembering anything later. So anyway, they'll be in the shop when you see the video. Let's just get into it. These both are made from a Random House book about Barbie, and this one is 1963. Oh, yeah, I think the copyright says 1963 here. I'm assuming it is for the book because Barbie was copyrighted in the 50s, I think. The doll Barbie. But these are vintage books. Now, I tied them with a white tulle with flocked dots on it, and I'm just going to slide it right off. You don't have to untie it. This one is called Barbie and Ken, and the books measure about 5.5 by about 8.25, and the spine is 2.25 inches, I think. Yes, 2.25 inches on the spine. And there are 3 signatures sewn in with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. And there is a really fun bead dangle on the spine of each one. Some of the items are the same on each one, and some are different. So I had these little charms that I just bought, a set of 4, and when I was trying to take the wire off to release it from the card, on the sunglasses, I dropped the sunglasses, and you know how that goes here in this craft room. It bounces about a mile away, or it bounces into something that I'll find months later. So I was on my hands and knees looking for the sunglasses, and I haven't found them. So is this the one? No, this one has 2 charms, but I did something different for the other one that didn't get 2 charms. So this one has the Barbie silhouette and the Barbie roller skates with the Barbie silhouette on it. And those are the 2 charms that I added from that Barbie set. And there's a keychain. There's a lot of pretty beads, including this little pink dress bead. And there's a pink playing piece, a game token. And I had this red button, oh my word, black and white striped button. I don't know where the red came from. And it was in with my beads and stuff, and I thought that looks like Barbie's black and white striped bathing suit, the original 1950s Barbie. So that's on there. So there's a lot of fun charms. So inside, I did put fabric on the spine and this rickrack here that matches her hair, and a couple of little floral appliques. And I left the end papers, but I added this label for you to write your name. And you saw some of the process, and I followed the same pattern that I used for the original Barbie journals that I did some time ago. So there's a embossed pocket here, and this is a digital, and this is a I guess it doesn't have the year on it, but it is a vintage appointment book page that you can write on. And then there are fabric tags. The fabric is a vintage sheet, so there are different designs of that in both journals. And these are millinery leaves, and this is just a little rosette from a trim that I have. There is a different color of chiffon ruffle on the front of each signature with a rickrack, and most of the rickrack is vintage. I added some stamps here, Barbie stamps, and this is a page from a 1950s or 60s catalog with some pretty dresses. This pink line paper just has this Barbie game card. There are some pieces throughout the journals of a game called Barbie Gets Ready for the Prom or something like that. Your dad has just returned from a long trip. Go home at once. You may collect your allowance. Surprise. And there's some of the Barbie money. Now, I had purchased a Barbie game from eBay a while ago, like a few years ago. And then it was either last summer or the summer before, I found another Barbie game at a flea market and bought it. So one of them was older and one was newer. This is from the newer game. They're all vintage. Actually, this says 1994, which makes it vintage, but the other one was from the 1960s. So it was a really old game. But anyway, that's a Barbie money. And then this is a ticket from a merchandise store. And I also purchased from eBay way back before I did the first journals, the first Barbie journals. I had purchased a collection of these little books. So I put a page here and there throughout the journal. I did some collages on the music page, and these flowers are from greeting cards. There's another merchandise ticket, and then a die-cut butterfly and a stamped journal spot. And then I used some of these pieces that I die-cut, and I just clip them on, and you can make a pocket out of them. You could put a photograph on it, journal on the back, whatever you'd like to do. That reminds me, I haven't done this yet. I do have a bundle of stuff to go with the journals, but I forgot to get into these scraps. So I have a bunch of scraps that I will divvy up, and not these, just the ones that go with the Barbie. So you'll get a bunch of scrap pieces that you can use to create more pockets or journal cards or tags or whatever you'd like to do. And I'll show you the rest of the packet after I show the journals. An abridged score sheet, that's vintage. This is vintage wrapping paper, vintage stationery, and a vintage greeting card. It says to Mother. You could cover that up with something if you wanted to. It's got some pretty embossed, they look like carnations to me. And this would be fun to put a photograph or some sort of an illustration back here that you want to highlight. And then I added this pink bow cut from lace and some rosettes. This is a like a specialty paper sturdy stationery card. It has a butterfly on it. I made pockets out of handkerchiefs, embroidered handkerchiefs also. And this is just a note sheet. It says, let's do this. And I used some images from old magazines and pattern catalogs, sewing pattern catalogs, to create tags and cards. So this is pajamas. I think they're having a pajama party at Barbie's house. And I added the rickrack that I have a die for, and a ticket. And this is just on cardstock. There is another image from the pattern catalog from the 1960s that you can use anywhere you want to, glue her down anywhere you want to. This is a calendar page, a Barbie calendar page, and I had some Barbie stickers that I added. Somebody sent me some stickers. So here is the calendar picture. You can write on these. These are from 1930s magazines. There's a playing card and another page from one of those books. This is a digital, and another page. This is a folio page, and another Barbie money. Here we have this fun pocket made with a bingo paper and this picture wheel die, and it's put on with a brad, and you can spin it around just for fun. There is a journaling card in there, and a note card. Good friends never go out of style. I think I got that in a Happy Mail. A digital bobby pin package, and this card that was cut from some scrapbook paper. You make me feel gorgeous, happy, delicate, or all of the above. It's just some green copy paper, and I put a cluster on it, fabric cluster, and this is cut from the pattern catalog. I think that one's from the 70s. Maybe those embossed flowers were irises. There's quite a difference between a carnation and an iris. Yeah, they're definitely not irises. But those are irises. Aren't they pretty? And there's Barbie money. Again, this is, I think this is from the older set. And a pretty playing card with some flowers on it. Here's a cover from one of those little books, Barbie and Ken and Barbie's Best Friend, Midge. She's a teenage fashion model, and Ken is Barbie's boyfriend. This is a hairnet digital, and this came from a really old catalog. And this is for talcum powder, and this was from the 30s, I think, this catalog. There's another surprise card, special $10 gift certificate, and Barbie money. This came from an old magazine, and I love the pink color, and she looks Barbie-ish. And this is from the pattern catalog, but it was for Barbie doll clothes. And I added some more of the flowers, and there's a repair tag stuck in there. The second signature has another embossed pocket and a digital image, a pretty postcard. And this lady cut from a pattern catalog, but it was from the divider page. I didn't back it with anything, but you could, and then write on it. More Barbie money, and this is a card from the game. There were 4 club president cards, and this one is the president of the music club. Another merchandise ticket, and a bobby pin digital card. There's another cluster or collage, and I think all of the flowers in the collages are cut from greeting cards. She's from a pattern catalog. Here's another one of those shapes. We have a bingo paper here. You can do what you like with it, and a while you were out sheet. Vintage wrapping paper, a embroidered handkerchief, and this journal card that I made with 2 scraps of scrapbook paper, and this lady cut from a catalog with her pretty formal dress on. It's a pattern catalog girl. This is a fold-a note from Hallmark, and got a fabric cluster there. And this is another little greeting card. It says hello. I just thought it was so cute. Looks like fabric patches there. And a list paper that says daily tasks. This is from a doll clothes book, and these are Barbie dolls clothes. That's a Barbie right there. They probably all are Barbies, but Barbie's friends maybe. And there's even wedding clothes here. Barbie's here, but there's a bigger doll and a more childlike doll. And I just added this for a little journaling, and there's a greeting or a playing card here that's really pretty. A girl in a pretty pink gown in a gazebo. This pocket is made with a die. We've got more Barbies down here in the doll clothes. And I have this digital, Barbie and Skipper, and these 2 digitals. And this came from an old catalog or magazine, the girl in the pretty pink dress. We've got another playing card here and one of the older Barbie money pieces. And this is the fold note card. Here's another pocket that was made with a digital. Take these out so you can see it. It's got 2 little pockets here. And I stamped Barbie on this, and this is a die cut. It says you're fab. And there's a Barbie tag digital. And a bobby pin digital. A ticket, I guess these all go down here. A ticket and a little foiled sticker, gummed sticker that was, it's vintage. And it's for brilliantine. And that was something that I think men used to use it on their hair. I don't think women used it, but I could be wrong about that. This is a Vogue pattern order envelope. And this little note sheet with a purse and a boot. Another greeting card here, or playing card, and then we have 2 soda labels in the hot pink and the lime. And here is just a pocket I made with some scrapbook paper and a hairnet digital. There's a postcard from a museum of the City of New York, and this is a 1982 postcard. This is a digital, and it is the opposite book, which is what I wanted it to be, because the other journal is made with that book cover. And more Barbie money. This was cut from my pattern book, and I backed it with cardstock and made her into a tuck spot. I feel like I said some wrong words there, but I'm just going to keep going. Maybe I said it right. I don't know. This is a page from a vintage hygiene and etiquette, for teenage girls book, and the edges of the page were fragile, so I wrapped washi tape around the edges. And this is just a things to do list. And the third signature has another embossed pocket and a digital image there, and another tag made out of sheets and a little cluster at the top. This is actually a page from, well, a part of a page from the catalog, the pattern catalog. And this one has a pretty dress, the formal dress. So there were 4 formal dress cards in the game too. And this one is called Silk and Flame for $35. What a good price. We have another Barbie money and another merchandise coupon. Here's another collage, and this is a digital, a Barbie talking on the phone, and it says, this was cut from a book, "Thank you for a very good time." So that's what she's saying on the phone, I guess. And there's some journaling spots here. Another one of those little sheets. This is a pattern page that came with that doll pattern book. Vintage wrapping paper. Another handkerchief with this pretty lace that was on the handkerchief. And I added this lace heart and this little bit of seam binding. There is a bridge score sheet tucked in. And this pretty lady cut from a pattern book. Stationery, greeting card. Cluster. Whoops, she got her leg bent. So this lady was cut from a catalog, pattern catalog, and there's a dry cleaning ticket on there. Let's see what this surprise card says. "Congratulations, your allowance has been increased $1 for the rest of the game." That's good news. There's an Avon plastic paper clip. There's another circle pocket cut with a die. I stamped it with Make-A-Wish, and there's another dry cleaning tag in there, and this is Ken, cut from a pattern book. We're calling him Ken anyway. This was a die that I received in a Happy Mail back before I started the other Barbie journals, and so every Barbie journal that I've ever made in my whole life, which is 5, has this die cut in it. It's pretty cool. This is a pocket made with these really cool shoes with a matching purse, cut from a catalog. $5.70 for that pair of shoes. And here is just a page to write on. And this is a shaker card tag. So I made these shaker cards back when I made the first 3 Barbie journals. So I'm glad they were already done. This is a real vintage face lotion label is so pretty, and there's a transportation ticket behind it. It's another one of those girls that were just in the gray tone, but their clothes were pink, from that old magazine. I love her. She looks so bright and happy. And on the back of, oh, this was one of the pattern catalog pages. The pictures were on the front half, and these were all, this half just had the information. So I put a note paper on it that says wishful thinking, and this is a page from the pattern catalog. We have another sheet fabric tag here with this pretty lace on top. And then these really pretty dresses were from a 1940s or 50s Woman's Home Companion magazine. They look like something Barbie would wear. And I just put my signature down here. Did I mention this high heel when I showed you the dangle? Now, I bought these at a flea market. So they're not very old, I don't think, but they weren't brand new from a store. So the little bead or pearl or something that was supposed to be there is missing. And so I have to glue that on there. I forgot to do that. But I had to do that with at least one of the other ones that I made before. And I have to do it with both of these. So this one is called Barbie Solves a Mystery. And we'll go through that a lot faster because I've already talked about everything. There's the fabric on this one. And this one has the Barbie name with a heart. And instead of the sunglasses, because I lost them, I gave you this vintage telephone charm, which is so cool. And then it's got the same kind of beads that the other one has. This sheet fabric was a little too plain for me, so I glued her on it to make it prettier. There's her evening dress. It's called Enchanted Evening. $65 for that dress. Here's a digital, Barbie Goes to a Party. It's a cover of a book. Here's a tag I made with a magazine image where you could order that pretty dress. There's another lady cut from the pattern catalog. This is a pretty card. It says get well wishes here, but you could cover that with something. Some more stickers on this calendar page. Another page from one of those books. So these are soap ads. This is for Dial, and I put the words up here. Bathe daily with Dial to be at your best. It says perfect for complexions too. Adorns your skin with the fragrance men love, Cashmere Bouquet. That's a digital. That's a real page from one of the books. And some Barbie money, the old one. You can hear my dryer running. I think it's about to stop, and it might buzz. There's that same note card from the pattern catalog. This one has a bottle that I cut from an old magazine for cream hairdressing. Money, and a surprise. You find and return a lost wallet and get $5 reward. Another tag. Here's the postcard for this one. And this lady, again, I didn't put anything on the back because she's a sturdy one. And this is a digital. I just cut it out from the card it was on. I love it. Looks like a little Barbie cameo. Oh, this one has 2 formal dresses. That's a digital. I love this lady with her pink top and the pretty flowers there on her dress. There's the Avon paperclip. Now this one isn't an embroidered handkerchief, but it is a printed handkerchief. And it goes quite nicely with this paper. There's a little cluster there. A beautiful vintage greeting card, birthday greetings to my wife. I just love the colors and this little ribbon there. It's so pretty. This one has 2 of the gold, the foil seals, and this is a vintage transportation ticket. This Barbie is a digital. This is a vintage advertisement from an old magazine for this talcum powder. Beautiful can that it's in. And that's a real page, and that's a digital hairnet package. Got 2 playing cards here. And this one has another envelope for a pattern, Vogue pattern order, for placing an order. And there's another Barbie digital tag here. And we have a cold cream label, vintage, stuck in there with a ticket and a digital. The drink labels and a pretty playing card. This pocket has a digital Fashion Queen Barbie and another postcard and this pretty dress that you can write on. I backed it with cardstock and a digital of one of Ken's outfits. There's another Barbie tag. This was cut from scrapbook paper with a pretty high heel. It says "Kickin' It." This is just from a game, something for you to use as a prompt if you want to. It's another one of those pages from that hygiene and etiquette book, a digital. And then in the last signature, we have another sheet, tag, and this girl cut from the pattern book. This was one of the end papers. There's Ken. A really pretty card that looks like needlepoint. There's another Barbie on the phone, and this one says, "How much fun this will be." There's another tag that I made with a pattern image. This is a handkerchief. This is an IOU. I have borrowed the sum of $10 from the bank. I must pay this bank in full before entering path to prom. 10-minute dry shampoo. And this surprise is, this is your complimentary ticket to the football game for making a poster. You may use it later or exchange it now for $1 cash. Here's another Ken bridge score sheet and a dry cleaning ticket or tag. This one has a purple die on it, die cut. Here's a page. And this is the original Barbie in the original black and white striped bathing suit. And that's a digital. This is a real, these are both real, hair oil label. Isn't that so pretty? And a transportation ticket. This is a stationery piece. It doesn't have anything in it, but you can store some things in it. And a shoe ad from a catalog and a pattern book image of some blouses that you could make. It's another pretty lady from either a catalog or a magazine. And then at the back, we have this ad from an old magazine for these tools, these pieces that make curls and waves in your hair without wetting your head. So you dip the curler in water and then put it in your hair. Here's a shaker card and this tag that I made with an advertisement for this shorty bathrobe. It says shorty nightgown, but it's buttoned in the front all the way down. I have to put my signature here. I already made the little circle. I just have to glue it on. So there we have it. Let me show you what will come in the packs. They're both a little different, but each one has a few pages from one or the other books. So this one goes with the Barbie and Ken book. We've got some Barbie money. So you can see the difference in the yellows between the old and the new. And I guess it just has the new of the pink and blue, because I had more of the new ones. A couple of the surprise cards. Got a boyfriend card, Poindexter. There's a leftover digital. And some leftover digital bobby pins and hairnet cards. And this little note paper and a page from the Barbie books. A couple stamped journaling spots. And then I have some die cut butterflies and hearts and different shapes in there. There's a little piece of the embroidered flowers. You could snip them off and scatter them throughout the journal. And there's one hanger. You could dangle it off a tab or something. It's not a official Barbie hanger, but it is a doll clothes hanger that you could hang your Barbie clothes with. So they both have similar things. And these journals are in my shop when you see this video. Now I'm also going to put a few items in my shop. Where are we time-wise? A few leftover things. And I can include some of the die cut or the scraps of paper too. I just forgot all about prepping that stuff. So there are some images from pattern catalogs, doll clothes and ladies' clothes. A couple of book pages. This small paper piece. A gingham envelope. This note paper that you can back with cardstock and turn it into a journal card. Here's a pretty little greeting card and a pink tag. Some more of these little papers. You get 3 of those. 2 die cut shapes. A piece of the pink bow lace. There are four bows on that. And 6 of the embroidered flowers. Oh, we got some fussy cuts from the pattern catalog. And several pages. They're folio pages, so they open up, all of them. And just a couple digital pieces. And then we've got some money from the games. Three surprise cards. 5 surprise cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 surprise cards. And a boyfriend card and an IOU card. And this little Barbie Dream Store bag. You could glue that onto a page and then put something in it, which I meant to do, but I didn't do it. And, oh, there's another surprise card. Oh, no, that's a boyfriend card. So you have 2 boyfriends. You have Poindexter and Bob. And a stamped piece, and then a little bag of the die cuts and 2 white hangers. So this is just the extra Barbie pack, and I will put some of these, some pieces of this, like I'll cut these in half, and I'll split these up between these journals, or between these packs. So we have 2 journals and 1 pack of goodies. These 2 journals do come with a pack, a smaller pack, and then we have this pack. So everything is in the shop as soon as you see the video. So I hope that you'll follow the link below and run right over there and grab yourself a Barbie book or a pack of Barbie goodies. I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.